Incineroar! This week's character breakdown is Incineroar. Was that a good Incineroar impression? No? Alright, fine. Anyway, Incineroar's first appearance was in Pokemon Sun and Moon for the Nintendo 3DS in 2016. If a crowd is watching Incineroar battle and it's pumped up, their fighting spirit will burn brighter. During development, Incineroar's codename was Tiger 3, and Incineroar is the only evolution of a starter Pokemon to have a lower base stat than its pre-evolutions. What's up YouTube, I'm Choctopus, and this week we are breaking down Incineroar, the Gen 7 Grappler Fire Starter Final Evolution. That was quite a mouthful. He's a wrestler, you get it. What Incineroar lacks in speed, and trust me, he's very slow. Incineroar is so slow, he might as well be Facebook's meme culture. This is now the second time that I've used that joke, and I just want to know if it's funny yet. Anyway, what he loses in speed, he makes up for in power, because this kitty packs quite the punch. Remember, this is a weekly series, so be sure to vote down in the comment section for the character you want to see next week. Also, go check out the library of characters we've already covered, because we may have already done Bowser. I'm looking at you. Now, let's get into the breakdown. Incineroar's jab is relatively quick, and the first hit will connect around frame 5, which can be good as a get-off-of-me attack for overly aggressive opponents, but beware at high percents because they can fall out of the jab after jab 1. Incineroar's run speed is hilariously slow, and it's just funny to watch him waddle across the screen. But his actual dash attack is pretty good because it dashes really quick, so he'll pick up the knee and he'll jump quite a distance in a short amount of time. Now, while the dash attack has no follow-ups, you can use it as a follow-up. So at 0, you can do a strong nair into a dash attack. That wasn't a dash attack. You can do a strong nair into a dash attack, or at higher percents, you can do the same thing. With a weak nair, so let's 66, yeah, that's a random percentage, but you could do a weak nair, and then same thing into a dash attack. Next we have Incineroar's smash attacks, and Incineroar's F-Smash is bar none one of the most powerful smashes in the game. If sweet spotted, which is Incineroar's feat, this thing can kill at the edge of Final Destination as early as 39%. Hang on, look at this. This thing is so stupid strong, so we're gonna bring Pikachu to 39, and we're going to go to the end of Final Destination, and if sweet spotted, boom. That's insane. Now, as for the attack itself, it is very powerful, and it's not terribly slow. So use this for hard punishes, but given the terrible end lag, it's very easy to punish if whiffed. Up smash pulls overhead and is slightly quicker than F smash, but if you're looking for an anti-air, up tilt is a far better attack because it's not as committal. As far as kill power goes, you can pick up a kill with up smash around 120. Down smash is this belly flop, which is basically the same thing as King K. Rool's down smash. It's incredibly strong, so you can get a kill at the end of Final Destination around 70, but it's also the slowest of the 3 smash attacks. Use it for hard punishing. You can also use it to dodge ground attacks, and it'll deal high damage to shields. Down smash also covers some ground, so it can be useful against reading rolls or catching an opponent if they roll back onto the stage. But honestly, be wary about using Incineroar smash attacks because they all have a lot of end lag and they're easily punished, so be conservative. Then we have Incineroar's special moves, starting with Neutral B, which is Darkest Lariat. Now, Darkest Lariat is a good combo breaker against quicker characters, but it also combos. So you can do down throw into dash Darkest Lariat at 0, and anything above that, you can start jumping into it. And what makes it a great combo breaker is the attack is really quick to start. It'll also get weaker the longer it goes on, so you can use it to break through some attacks and projectiles. When using Darkest Lariat, you can move left or right, both grounded and in the air, but it's slow traveling. And Darkest Lariat will grant Incineroar some frames of invincibility, with him being fully invincible from frames 5 to 6, his head on 7, and his arms from 7 onward. Let's talk about Darkest Lariat for ledge guarding, especially since Incineroar's recovery has gotten a buff in recent patches. If you use the attack on a jump's descent, he'll kind of stall for a second, and given the attack's long hitbox, you can do a walk-off Neutral B to ledge guard against low recovering opponents. So if we knock Pikachu off the stage, I can walk right off, Neutral B, easy ledge guard. Just make sure you save your jump so you can make it back to the stage. Side B is Incineroar's Alolan Whip, which can be incredibly frustrating to play against, but one of his most useful tools if you are playing him. Using Side B will grab your opponent and make the ropes rise from the ground like a zombie rising from the grave. Now, when you throw your opponent into the ropes, you have to hit B again to land the attack, and the move has 3 outcomes. You can do absolutely nothing and completely whiff it. You could miss the window, whether that's early or late, and your opponent will be sent up in the air, or if you hit B again, right before your opponent connects with you, you can land that critical lariat. That wasn't it. There we go. Now, all of these have their uses. A failed Alolan Whip could be used in situational gimps if you catch your opponent off the stage, and they may be expecting you to throw them upward and try to DI it, but if they're not expecting you to fail, they might forget to use their jump and then fall to their death. Like I said though, very situationally. An early or late Alolan Whip will throw upwards, and at really high percents, this can kill. And then there's the perfectly executed Alolan Whip. I said the perfectly Alolan Whip, which has a very small window. So you want to wait for your opponent to come off the ropes and then back at you, and you're going to hit B right before they connect. Now this will be the most damaging and kill pretty early depending on your stage placement, but the timing is going to require practice. Incineroar will have super armor during the throw, and you can even use Alolan Whip in combination with his up B to extend horizontal recovery. Down B is Incineroar's Revenge, which may seem like just a counter, but it's actually much more than that. Revenge will absorb damage, let's make Pikachu do a side smash, will absorb damage and amplify it depending on the amount of damage taken. And upon a successful Revenge, Incineroar will deal some damage and knock your opponent back if they're close enough. Now, here's some additional mechanics about Revenge that are important to know. 1. Revenge will stack the damage before calculating the multiplier. I know, you didn't come here to do math, but it's important that you know that. 2. Revenge will last 60 seconds by default, but missing attacks will deduct from that timer bank, and all attacks have a set time loss and knockback multiplier. 3. If you get grabbed or take 36% damage in total, Revenge is gone. Also, 4. Using up B or side B, even to recover, counts as missing attacks and will deduct from that timer. However, once Revenge is charged, and you'll know it's charged because Incineroar will look like Iron Man after using the Infinity Stones, a smash attack can deal upward of 70% damage. You can also use this at the edge of the stage against some recoveries for a free charge. Up B is Cross Chop, which is Incineroar's recovery, and it's actually pretty decent now. I guess they felt bad for the kitty because, okay, maybe not too bad because it's still not great, but you can use this attack on the stage, but please don't do that. But if you want to be daring, go for it. It can kill at the end of Final Destination around 75. You can also switch the direction of Cross Chop by hitting left or right after hitting up B. So if you're facing the wrong way, jam the opposite direction on the control stick and hope for the best. The attack is also capable of gimping recoveries, even at 0, but of course it's going to be a sacrificial KO because you're not coming back from that. And like I said earlier, you can use it in combination with Alolan Whip to try and extend your recovery. Incineroar has some great tilts. His F-tilt can be angled, and it deals high damage for such a quick little strike. It'll hit on frame 12, and this attack can kill around 80%, so around mid to high percents. You can Weak Nair into it, which will give you a very small window in which you can kill confirm. So, as that Pikachu come towards the edge, it's not super easy to do, but if you're in the right spot, you can make it happen. Down tilt is this sweep, and it's one of Incineroar's most reliable combo starters. So, at low percents, you can do it into a Darkest Lariat, you could do it into an up tilt, you could do it into virtually any of his air attacks, so you could do a down tilt into a neutral air, you could do a down tilt into a forward air, you could do down tilt, if the percentage is higher, you can do it into an up air, if you step forward into it, and you can even do it into a reverse aerial rush back air. And then we have his up tilt, which is this headbutt. Now, this can be used as an anti-air, it's pretty quick. You can also use it to combo, very similar to down tilt. You can combo it into a Darkest Lariat. You can combo it into a jumping Darkest Lariat if we can actually hit it on the initial hit. And similar to his down tilt, it also combos into his aerials. So you can do it into a neutral air, you can do it into a forward air. If the percentage is higher, you can start an up air juggle with it. So let's bring Pikachu up to 60, then you can start up air juggles. As for Incineroar's air attacks, Nair is going to be your primary combo starter. It has a long hitbox and it can either be used as a weak Nair or as a strong Nair. A weak Nair will have lower damage and knockback, but it can be comboed a lot easier into things. So you can combo it at mid percents into a jab, you can combo it into a down tilt, you can combo it into an up tilt, and you can even combo it into a dash attack. You can even use a fast-falling weak Nair to ledge guard your opponents. Now, a strong Nair isn't as universal, but at 0 you can combo it into a dash attack. Also, Nair is going to be another attack that you can use to break out of combos, similar to Darkest Lariat. Then you have Incineroar's forward air, which is this double leg drop kick, and this is a great attack for picking up kills off stage, especially at higher percents. So we're going to bring Pikachu up to, let's go to 70. If we have him off stage, you can use forward air to try and pick up that kill. And obviously, don't go that far, because you're not going to make it back to the stage. The attack does have a sweet spot, which is Incineroar's feet, or paws, I don't know. He's anthropomorphic, so call him whatever you want. And Fair can only really combo at 0%, so bring him back down to 0. So a sweet spot to Fair can combo into a dash attack, or a sour spot into, oh, that wasn't it, or a sour spot into a, come on, into a down tilt. Then we have back air, which is this back kick, and similar to the forward air, it has a sweet spot, which is the foot, but you can also use it to pick up an offstage kill as well, a little bit earlier because it is stronger. If you want to do it on the stage, you can do it out of a short hop, especially if you buffer it out of something like a down tilt. Oh, hang on, wrong attack. There we go. Then we have up air, which is this overhead kick, which can be used to juggle your opponents, which can either start from an up tilt or from an up throw. And finally, we have Incineroar's down air, which is this pretty disrespectful double leg stomp. It'll spike your opponent, but it has some startup time and a large sour spot, so if you can catch your opponent with it, it's pretty dirty. If you want, you can use it situationally on stage, because it'll knock your opponent right overhead, and then you can start a juggle with up airs. And finally, we have Incineroar's throws. Now, Incineroar being a grappler, this is where he's going to shine. You have your F-throw, which is incredibly strong. However, due to the high end lag, there's really no follow-ups. You have his back throw, which is a great kill option at the end of a stage. And combined with Revenge, this thing can kill lightweights super early. You have up throw, which turns Incineroar into Bane, and you can break Batman's back. It's also another extremely powerful kill option at higher percents. And I think on Final Destination, this thing will kill around 140%. So let's go up to 140. I want to say 140. It'll kill at 140. And then we have down throw, and this is going to be your primary combo throw because it pops Incineroar's opponent right in front of him, so you can then follow up. So you can do things like a jump into Darkest Lariat. However, you have to drift forward when you do it. Otherwise, you're going to miss your opponent. You can do it into a forward air. You could do it into a neutral air. You could do it into a reverse aerial rush back air. And these combos will remain true up until pretty high percent. So let's go to 80. And you could do the same thing. You could do it into a forward air. Of course, you're doing a full hop now. And you could even do it into a Darkest Lariat. But I missed. So that's it for Incineroar's breakdown. He's not ultra complicated, but he's definitely one of my favorite newcomers. His combos are short and sweet, and his throws are incredibly strong, but just remember when playing him that he does not do well off stage. As always, if you like this video, a thumbs up goes a long way. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more Smash, Mario Maker, and other mediocre Nintendo content. If you have any questions, feel free to tweet at me or join our community Discord. I'll leave those links in the video description. Now go, get those W's, break some backs, and we'll see you in the next one.